Sandra Sachs, please have a seat. Everyone, please be seated at the moment. For those that not recognize me, I am Barry Lashinsky from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, North Shore Post 220. On behalf of our National Commander, Jeffrey Sachs, from the great state of Illinois, welcome to our JWV Annual 126th National Commanders Banquet. Today we'll be celebrating a national tradition by taking time to break bread with the Commander. Before we start, I'd like to do a little side from the formalities. First, Commander Sachs, we're pleased to have you here, obviously, and we would like to take the time to thank your family for the sacrifices that your family have made, not only through this year, but throughout the years of your command and many, many years to JWV. Your family has been committed to our organization. The support provided by your family members is an example of one of our secret ingredients that keep our great organization going for the past 125 years. The second thing is, Commander, due to a current national pandemic, there are many, many that would have been here tonight. However, due to many personal situations, the health and safety and welfare of our membership and their families, they are not here tonight. And we know that you would not have it any other way. So for the families and the members and guests that are here, not here, they're here in spirit, and some of them are joining us on YouTube. The third item, for the past National Commanders Banquet, it's the responsibility normally of the Chief of Staff to hold the Master of Ceremony position. I would like to take this opportunity to honor the name of Chief of Staff to Robert Nussbaum, who was Commander Sack Chief of Staff. I'll try to be as eloquent as him, for Chief of Staff Nussbaum I can never replace. Also missing from this banquet is past National Commander David Hymes, who was Jeff's mentor. At 103 of his passing, he is the senior individual that has passed this year. I know he's in good company along with past National Commander Sam Greenberg, Alan Abramson, and David Litz. And by their side are the JWV members who have passed this year. Together, let us remember each individual's name and memory as one of our best. Commander Sachs, I thank you for letting me vary from the agenda. Now, for opening ceremonies, I ask I ask that Alan Cantor, the officer of the day, open the altar. Please rise. Thank you. Alan Cantor is from the Department of Taylor. Please remain standing as we post the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Vice Commander Alan Paley from the Department of Florida, we ask that you start the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Vice Commander. I will ask that Esther Rosenshine to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we had at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Esther. Please remain standing, and at this point I would like to ask from the Department of Southwest, Post 210, Rachel Hyman. Can you please?
No need to bend our heads at this point. Ribono Shel Olam, Almighty God, at the opening of this auspicious event, we request you bless us, our families, and those within our circle of influence with extra wisdom, strength, and abundant good health, so that we will thrive in turbulent times and be successful in all you place before us. May the twofold heritage and blessing of Americanism and Judaism be alive and meaningful within us, and may our actions be a blessing for you. Especially in these days, we are reminded of your wisdom passed down in Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers, by the eminent sage Rabbi Tarfon. You are not obliged to complete the work, and yet you are not free to desist from it. The commentaries continue, do not be discouraged at the magnitude of what remains to be accomplished. Hashem does not expect one individual to complete it alone. Our Father, please bless us with peace and unity in our hearts, our actions, our families, our homes, our communities, our beloved organization, our country, and all our troops and their families. And let us say Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. I would have liked for the color guard who were here, because the color guard was provided by the Louisiana National Guard. The Adjutant General is Major General Keith Walden, and he's the general of 11,500 service members. And I would have liked to hear that many of them, have deployed multiple times. And I know that some of the individuals in the room were looking at them and saying, boy, they're young enough to be my grandchildren. Let me tell you, that's what the soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors, and Coast Guard look like today. And that's why it's important that we have a voice to protect them. At this point, what I'd like to do is introduce our distinguished guests. When your name is heard, can you raise your hand, please? Past National Commander and Convention Chairman Ed Goldwasser. Past National President Iris Goldwasser. Past National President Freda Rosenshine. Past National Commander Norman Rosenshine. National Commander Jeffrey Sachs. Immediate past National President Natalie Blank. Past National President and Convention Chair Elaine Bernstein. Past National Commander Museum President Michael Berman. In the lower dais, we have past National Commander Barry Schneider. Shawan Schneider. Past National Commander David Magnuson. Past National Commander and NEC Chair Jerome Bloom. Past National President Joanne Bloom. Vice Commander Alan Paley. Past National Commander Warren Donnelly. Judy Schulman. Past National Commander Larry Schulman. And not seated on the dais, newly installed President Sandra Cantor. Arlene Lodgen. Charlene Enrich. And Petra Katz. You know, the other thing that I would like to recognize, which is very important to us, is as you entered the room, you may have noticed that in the far corner, there is a POW MIA chair, Prisoners of War, Missing in Action. As you entered the banquet this evening, and you've noticed it, it's a small table. It's placed in the honor. It's a set for one. The table is our way of symbolizing the fact that members of our profession of arms are missing from our midst. They're commonly called POW or MIA. We call them brothers. They are unable to be with us this evening, so we remember them. This table is set for one. It is small, symbolizing one prisoner alone against his or her oppressions. Remember. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. Remember. There's a single red rose displayed in a vase to remind us that families and loved ones of our comrades in arms who keep the faith are waiting for their return. Remember. The yellow ribbon is tied so prominently on the vase. It's reminiscent of the yellow ribbon worn on the lapel and the breast of thousands who bear witness to their underlying determination to demand a proper accounting of all the missing. Remember. The candle is lit, symbolizing an upward reach of their unconquerable spirit. Remember. A slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of the bitter fate. Remember. There is a salt amongst the bread plate, symbolic for the family's tears as they wait. Remember. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us tonight. Remember. The chair is empty. They're not here. Remember. All of you who have served with them and have called them comrades, who depend upon their might and aid and rely on them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember. Remember until the day they come home. Remember. Thank you very much for joining me on that. At this point in time, I would like to have Commander Sachs lead us in a motzi. Commander?
Not a meal unless you say grace for the bread. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
At this point of time, dinner is being served. Welcome back. One, I want to thank everybody for this week. I know it's been really tough, but I want to thank everybody for not wearing a mask while you eat. However, if you're not eating, please, please put on your mask. It is very important to you, to I, to we, that we have a protective measure. So I want to thank you very much. If you're still eating, it's a little tough to eat with a mask, but if you're not eating, please wear the mask. Before I bring up Commander Sachs, what I'd like to do is, over at table 11, I'd like to recognize the full-time support personnel for JWV. And what I'd like to do is recognize them alphabetically. I feel that's the safest way of doing it. When I call your name, please stand. Just imagine the person without a mask, and that's what they look like underneath the mask. So the first person that I'd like to introduce is Irina Apple. Irina Berman. Rihanna Berman. Greg Byrne. Julia Lasher. Kara Rinkoff. Mike Rugel. And Christy Turner. One individual that is not here tonight, and I know that he would have been here tonight, but he heads the full-time force as our National Executive Director, Colonel Retired Herb Rosenbleeth. Another individual who is not part of the full-time force, although you would think he is, because he's been around all week taking pictures, taking notes, and just documenting what's going on for this whole convention. And that's Lou Michaels, who's the department commander. Lou? Okay. And before I turn it over to Commander Sachs, what I'd like to say is during his term, he's taken on many identities. Everybody here is probably too young to remember the phrase, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Oh boy, I guess you're not, Now we got the test. You know, I heard Jack Parr, he's a youngster. Jack Armstrong, I'm sorry. No, I don't think so. Well, our national commander is the only commander that could make multiple department visits and be on time for each one. He's been known to visit the Department of Massachusetts on the East Coast, and with a click of a red button, he's on the West Coast. He's represented JWV for every department, for every call that was made to him. He's also known as a star. That's a 4-star, I'm sorry. On the computer show known as Hollywood Squares, sometimes referred to as Zoom. But with all kidding aside, Commander Sachs represents the membership of JWV in a manner that we should all follow. He's led this organization from the front, setting an example and traits that came easy for Commander Sachs. However, most of all, his caring attitude for our members. Members first, JWV always, was his theme. I'm honored and privileged to have served under Commander Sachs's command. At this point, I would like Commander Sachs to take over next for the presentation of the Murray Rosen Award. Commander Sachs.
The Murray L. Rosen Award is given in memory of past National Commander Murray L. Rosen, and it's bestowed upon a member of JWV who, through his work on behalf, or well, sometimes it's a her, on behalf of veterans, Jews, and the community, best exemplifies the ideals and aspirations of the Jewish war veterans of the United States of America. The Member of the Year is chosen by the National Commander, and no outside recommendations will be considered. And it's presented at this banquet. The person who's the recipient of this award, well, has mentored me for over a decade because I served with him on a particular committee. And this year, I'm probably going to be giving this away when I say all the things he does. I'll start with some of the stuff you probably don't know. There's the head of the Board of Inquiry. There's the head of the Action Committee. And he's also the chairman of resolutions. You better be on time. And he's also the president of the museum. Now, I would tell you that you really don't realize what a person you have until you almost risk losing him. And when I first got here on Sunday, I found out that the recipient of this award was in the hospital. And I am just grateful that I'm able to present this award to him tonight. And I think we all know who that is. No kissing, especially with masks on.
Well, then it's all right.
Past National Commander Michael Berman, I am proud to present this award to you, the Murray Rosen Award. Please make some remarks.
You know, sometimes you're flattered and sometimes you're humbled. And there's really a fine line between them. Tonight I am truly humbled. I knew Murray Rosen. In fact, if you have 30 seconds, Murray and I roomed one time at a meeting, and we walked down to 16th Street in Washington to get steaks. We looked at the menu. The prices were right. We walked in, and we were perfect. We were two men sitting together.
Good steakhouse.
But it was a good steakhouse. I can't thank you enough, Jeff. I am truly, truly stunned and flattered and in awe to have won this award. It's, to me, perhaps the most prestigious award a member of this organization can receive. So I thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
Oh yes, time to pose.
Put the mic. Thank you.
Take off the mask for a minute.
We'll take the mask off for a quick second, although we're all about minimizing risk.
Thank you again.
Everybody looks like a whole range of the mask. Okay, where are we at? My comments now?
No, I'm going to call Nelson. Your comments are at the end once you get all your words. Okay, for the next presentation, I would like to have Colonel Retired Nelson Mellitz come to the podium, please.
Michael Berman, congratulations, well-deserved award. One more round of applause for Mike. He's from New Jersey, don't forget that. He's one of our people. Oh! Okay. The Immortal Chaplains. We know that on February 3rd, 1943, 4 chaplains, 1 Catholic, 1 Jewish, 2 Protestants, went down on the Dorchester. It only took about 25 minutes for that ship, after being torpedoed, to go down. There were 902 people on the ship. 230 survived. As of right before the pandemic, there are no survivors still living. One of the last survivors was an O'Donnell. O'Donnell was the person that walked up to the chaplains and then said all of a sudden to everybody, "I have to go back below decks." Rabbi Good said to him, "Why are you going below decks? You shouldn't do that." He said, "I forgot my gloves." Rabbi Good took off his gloves and gave it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell said, "I can't do that. I can't take them." And Rabbi Good said, "I have a second pair. Don't worry about it." We know he didn't have a second pair of gloves. Those chaplains, after giving out all the life jackets, taking off their own, stood in unison, knowing that their job was not done until they sang and supported those that could not get into the rafts to actually go and survive, if possible, in that freezing weather at sea. The meaning of the 4 chaplains, the Immortal Chaplains, is self-sacrifice. I have the privilege, with my wife Debbie, to be your representatives at the Chapel of the 4 Chaplains. That's a fantastic opportunity for us to show the flag of the Jewish war veterans. It's also a fantastic opportunity for us to just represent you as another 2 members of the auxiliary and the JWV, and we thank you for that. I have the privilege tonight to recognize our national commander, for the next few minutes at least, will be our national commander, Jeffrey Sachs. Yay, let's applaud. I like that. Jeffrey Sachs, through a challenging year, and we've all described how challenging this year is, and continues to be, has been outstanding. He's gone out of his way. Like Barry said a few minutes ago, every possibility of appearing on a Zoom meeting, a WebEx, or whatever you want to call it, Jeff was there. I remember one thing in particular, and you knew I was going to say this, about the 4 chaplains when we dedicated the Sergeant Marty Greenberg room. That was amazing. At the 4 chapels on the Navy Yard in Philadelphia, you have the big chapel. You walk in the main doors, walk down the hallway. A Torah is in the front. Of course, a cross is in the front also. You make a right-hand turn, and you go right into the Jewish War Veterans Sergeant Marty Greenberg room. It's something that we just dedicated, and since Jeff couldn't personally be there, he was on Zoom. And he made a great presentation representing us and representing himself. That's what he did all year long. I didn't have much of a problem getting the bronze medallion for him, other than there was a lack of supplies of the bronze medallion. So his official one's going to be coming in a few days. I think they had to send to China for it. I'm joking now. The drawer was closed. They had to find her to open it up. But my message is, we're well represented in the Chapel of the 4 Chaplains. We're going to be even better represented in the future because we're renovating that area. And we have had a fantastic national commander this year. Again, it's my privilege to provide, please stand up, Jeff. First of all, the official plaque of the chapel for chaplains. Why don't we put this, you don't need to put it down here?
We'll just take a picture.
Oh.
Beautiful.
It is. Jeff just said it is beautiful. It is beautiful. During that presentation Jeff had, when we were dedicating the Greenberg room, I was asked to...
Oh, the challenge coin.
Yeah. I was asked by the executive director of the chapel to give him a challenge coin. I've been joking with him for months now, saying I wanted to keep it for myself. Well, I have another one. He gave me another. But in the way of the military, here's your challenge coin.
Thank you.
Okay. I also want to put a pin on you. Okay. In the Air Force, we call this pinning. I don't know what they call it in the Army.
Penny.
Yeah, don't do it the airborne way, please.
No.
As long as you don't kiss him, it's all right.
Oh, my goodness. And it's my privilege to put the bronze medallion on Jeff. There's yeah, I agree. Since this has been a very challenging year, there's not too many people receiving it. Again, Jeff, congratulations. Oh, whoops, hope you're okay. Yeah. Another round of applause for Jeff.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank you for representing us with the 4 chaplains. I cannot picture a better person in JWV to represent us. You do it extraordinarily. The 4 chaplains are near and dear to my heart. I came across a stamp as a child that motivated me for life from the 40s, I guess it was, for a 3-cent stamp. And my great aunt told me the story, and it stuck with me. And it's up to us to make sure that this story is not forgotten.
Thank
you again.
Thank you, Jeff. I guess Lou wants to stand.
Put the microphone.
Want to take the mask off for a minute?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
This is yours too. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
The next presentation, wow. Thank you. The next presentation will be made by the president of our National Museum of American Jewish Military History. President Berman.
Just proves I have more spirit than brains.
I agree.
Me too. Understand Norman, Freda, and I, and everyone else, our families go back 40 years? 50 years. So I have a right to pick on them. First of all, before I actually start, I'd like to congratulate Alan, Nelson on your elections. I'd like to thank Ed, Elaine for having chaired this wonderful convention. Against all odds, we beat them. So at this time, if I could please, Jeff, take your bloody mask down.
Well, we've both been vaccinated.
Yes. This certificate is given by our museum to our outgoing commander, Jeff. Jeff covered the Midwest by car and then put in a voucher. But most importantly, he represented our organization. And so on behalf of the museum, Jeff, it's my honor to present this certificate to you. An award or a presentation has been made to our museum in your honor, $18.
Better than nothing.
It's not so bad. So, Jeff, congratulations. Thank you for an absolutely marvelous year. You did it, and you deserve it. Before I sit, with God's help, we'll see each other in Savannah next year. Now you can put your mask on.
Thanks, Mike. And thank you to the museum. Everything I did was a lot of fun with them.
The next presentation will be made by the Jewish War Veterans Auxiliary. Immediate past president is Natalie Blank.
Good evening, everyone. I am sorry we did not get to make official visits together because of the virus, but happy to share the dais with you tonight. I know you had a good year and enjoyed all your visits, at least as many as COVID allowed. Your year as commander will be a lifelong memory. You were able to meet old friends and make new ones. It gives me great pleasure to present the certificate to you from the National Ladies Auxiliary Jewish War Veterans of the USA to the Museum of American Jewish Military History. Congratulations for a successful year. Look at, oh, where are we looking?
Thank you, Natalie. It was a pleasure working with you, although most of it was on Zoom.
At this point in time, what I'd like to have is Commander Sachs. I'm going to turn the mic over to you because I think I've been up here for a while. And I know that you have some remarks to make.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
First, I'm going to start thanking you because I didn't have an MC for this program tonight because my chief of staff passed away this year. I want to thank you very much for filling in for him. And you did it wonderfully, and you look great. I can't even tell you what an honor it is when a senior officer does this for a junior field grade officer. So thank you again. Comrades, auxiliary, guests, thank you. It was very brave of you to even be at this convention this year, our 126th annual convention. I know that, soldiers, we do brave things, but we don't always, we don't run into battle. We do what we have to do. And you volunteered to be here, so thank you for helping this organization continue its mission. Special thanks to Ed Goldwasser, our convention chairman, his wife Iris. This doesn't happen on its own. The convention committee, will you please stand? Convention committee. I know there's more of you out there. Yeah, okay. We already thanked our headquarters staff, and I do believe we mentioned Herb also. My year really taught me that he's truly an officer and a gentleman, and I'm going to miss working with him and reading his emails on a daily basis. I wanted to thank everybody for their hard work this year that made this possible, especially the museum staff, too. If you're watching, my wife, Pi Squire, I hope you can see me. My glasses are steaming up with this stupid mask on. But one of my commitments was to minimize risk, and we don't want to send anybody home sick from this. So thank you for your support. To all the past national commanders that mentored me, and I mean, you don't get to this position without help. I want to thank you all for your guidance. I miss my Chief of Staff, Robert Nussbaum. He pushed me along, past National Commander David Hymes, who passed away from COVID. I mean, he was the one that put me up for this 15 years ago, and it got me on the path and introduced me to Bob Zweiman. I didn't have the plan he had. So my personal thanks. I also want to thank my National Vice Commander, Alan Paley, who's going to be relieving me. The other national officers that served under him. I know Nelson Mellitz, who was our quartermaster, is now going to be the National Vice Commander. The other national chairpersons, I don't think I mentioned the fact that Barry Lashinsky, where'd you disappear to? Oh, there you go. He's the membership chairman. I can't begin to tell you how hard some of our committees worked. Past National Commander Barry Schneider with the National Executive Director Search. Art Kaplan working with him on that committee. So many committees that worked so hard this year for JWV. I want to thank those committee members and all the members that served on it, plus the department commanders and everybody on their staffs and the post commanders. This organization does not function without you. This past year has been unlike anything any of us have ever experienced before. But how good and pleasant it is to dwell together in unity. You know, Peter Nikitas is probably watching us on the feed, on the video feed. He says, you can't have two Jews together without talking a little Torah. Anyway, this pandemic continues to take its toll, but we should be thankful for the vaccines our scientists have created, even though it's probably going to mean a booster for most of us. And it was quickly created, for that matter, and the protections they afford. We should also be thankful that JWV was able to adapt and take advantage of this technology. It allowed us to continue to meet throughout the year, albeit virtually, sometimes in person. And the times it was in person, I really enjoyed that. Although I was able to travel the world by the computer. I got to England, I got to Australia. You know, I couldn't have probably done that without Zoom. It has been my honor to be your national commander this past year. And as I said, I traveled much, but physically very little. Like all of you, I have become, through necessity, a master of the virtual world. I'm the first national commander to testify in front of Congress from his guest bedroom. The way I presented my testimony may have been different, but JWV's message is the same. Congress must take care of our veterans and provide them benefits they were promised before they joined the military, or when they joined the military. I look forward to transferring command tonight. I really do. And wish my successor, Alan Paley, and that of our newly elected National Vice Commander, Nelson Mellitz, a healthy and less troubled year than mine. Of course, Alan worked with me, so he knows what kind of a year it was. The future of JWV rests in all of our hands. Please continue to support JWV and the National Museum of American Jewish Military History to the best of your abilities. And I failed to mention thanking the auxiliary president and Elaine. How can I forget? You know, I got all these notes and I forget people. If I failed to mention your name, thank you. Now, let's enjoy the rest of the evening, and I want to wish you a good and sweet 5782. I hope I lived up to my kiss.
I would like Commander Sachs to please stay right here. And I'm going to call up past National Commander Norman Rosenshine, who will facilitate the transfer of authority. Past National Commander?
Thank you very much, Barry. Facilitate's a big word for me. I'm not sure I could do that. Before we discharge you, I myself want to thank you for the year that you put in with us. I've worked with you a minimum of once a week, and you have done splendid, superb, all the other things, and your travels were more than anyone else has ever done without ever leaving your guest bedroom. Yes. There's no doubt in my mind with that. We actually did get him to Washington. He was the only person from the Jewish war veterans who could actually be there. I wasn't there, Herb wasn't there, and there was nobody, a few other commanders. Was that the one you were the only commander?
I was the only one from JWB. There were 25 other VSOs.
Right, and that's
one from
it.
each of them.
Right,
So
that's
including
it.
like the big one, the American Legion.
Yes, yeah. So it's been a difficult year, but Jeff has been outstanding. There's no question about it. He is a true national commander. So again, Jeff, first I want to say thank you to you. And then I'm going to cut you. Right. At this point in time, I would like to call Vice Commander Alan Paley to step forward, and Vice Commander-elect Nelson Mellis to step forward. Nelson. Before I continue, this is just going to continue. I'm going to ask one other person to step up here. Ben, would you come up here, please? This is Alan Paley's son, Ben. The first thing while Ben is walking up, I'm going to say to these gentlemen, they all have done a superb job. Nelson was our quartermaster. You were our vice commander. And by the way, Alan started a new program of meeting with all the department commanders every month. You met?
Almost every month.
Yeah, well, wintertime's cold. We're going to continue that process, right? And I'm sure Nelson will be glad to do it. But Jeff, thank you for your year. So at this point, you can transfer the pins, and then I'm going to install them so they have the appropriate pin.
Thank you for relieving me.
You are relieved. Right. Right. Take your pin off.
You know, I look forward to this when I became the commander, but I look even
Ben?
more forward to giving it away.
I'm supposed to have some hats here.
You're supposed to have what?
Hats. Greg? Oh, I see what he did. Yeah, they're here. They're here. That goes there. That goes there. Ah, this one says past National Commander Jeffrey Sachs. Jeffrey, you take that one off. And a new label. That one's yours.
I hope you guys knew I didn't have hair.
Right.
You hurry up, put the hat on, we're getting blinded over here.
Yeah, waiting for the blinded joke.
Yes, you may sit down. You too, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Ben. We appreciate it. Please repeat after me. In the presence of the comrades of this national organization,
In the presence of the comrades of this national organization,
I do hereby assume the office to which I have been elected.
I do hereby assume the office to which I have been elected.
I hereby pledge my word of honor
I hereby pledge my word of honor
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I swear to support the Constitution of the United States
I swear to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and bylaws of the Jewish War Veterans of the United States of America.
and the Constitution and bylaws of the Jewish war veterans of the United States of America.
So help me God.
So help me God.
At that point in time, you...
Sandra Cantor's going to Gabby.
Oh, okay. Sandra, would you please come up here?
My wife gave me permission to ask Sandra.
Certainly will. Do you have anybody to come?
No, I'll just put on.
Take your hat off. Hold still. Our national commander, in 1 second, please. Go ahead. Our national commander and our national vice commander. Thank you.
I really appreciate this opportunity to represent you and work with Alan. This, looking out here, I could see the history of the organization, and I could see the future of the organization. I could see my family that's worked with the Jewish War veterans, been members of the Jewish War veterans for more than 80 years, on both sides, on Debbie's side as well as mine. In fact, I just have to say very quickly, even though my father wanted me to join, my father-in-law wanted me to join, I never joined until Bob Richter, who's sitting over there, captured me one day. For a couple of years, they didn't know my name in the Post 126. They called me number 100 recruit. That was it. Pretty good. They're great people. I just have to quickly say thank you, to my friend Mike Berman in particular, to Norman, been a friend for years from New Jersey. I think of Arthur Seltzer of blessed memory, of course Bob and my wife, and the future is bright for the Jewish War veterans. Thank you for nominating me and electing me.
Make sure you take the right one. That's you. Yep. Thank you, Nelson. Next, we're going to ask past National President Joanne Bloom to make a presentation.
Well, first of all, I had a gift in a bag that Alan was trying to help me with, and I didn't know I was going to be sitting next to him. I'm trying to hide it under my seat. Alan, I just have to, I have to say, I have the privilege and the honor, especially since I'm a new Floridian, to present this gift to you from the Department of Florida Ladies Auxiliary. And this is from us. But I've been told that you should open up this gift.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. I always do what the ladies tell me to do.
Absolutely. No, it's a piece of paper. I think it's just a piece of paper. Yeah, it's just a piece of paper. Sorry. Oops. Okay. You might want this to carry it back with.
Oh, this is quite a box.
Yeah. So.
It's a box.
Nothing but box, right.
Oh, okay. You gotta read the... It says presented by JWVA, Department of Florida, to Alan Paley, JWV National Commander, August 2021.
And we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, we will have comments from the National Jewish War Veterans Ladies Auxiliary President, Sandra Cantor.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to call you all mishpacha. We're all family here, right? Right. So first of all, I want to thank Colonel Nelson Melitz for giving me the honor of presenting his hat. And I would like to say to our new commander, Alan Paley, I am looking forward to going to all the different departments and places to go together. He's a great guy, and I just wish the best for this entire organization, and Lashana Tova.
Thank you.
At this time, my job is finished. I will turn it over to the National Commander, Alan Paley.
Thank you. Thank you for your support and confidence in electing me, your national commander, during the remainder of our 125th anniversary year. I also want to thank David Magidson, Edwin Goldwasser, Barry Schneider, and Jerry Blum for their very kind remarks during this morning's nominating process. My theme for this year will be Make Change Happen. This is the same theme that I used when I became a department commander, and I owe this idea to past National Commander Maxwell Cologne. The very first speech he made when he visited the Department of Florida during his term as National Commander, he told all of us who were in attendance that we needed to change the organization, but not just from the top. We need to work to make change from the bottom up, not the top down. His words resonated with me, and I have tried to apply them in every position I have held since. Now I call upon you to do the same. What has worked before may not be enough for tomorrow. Everything that we have done in the past is open for question. Question, not criticism. Change does not come from a slogan or a speech. It happens because you put the right people in place to make it happen. People first. We must bring our passion for the organization to the surface, and we can't be bashful about speaking about them in public. We need to make change happen. I look forward to traveling across the country and speaking with each of you on your home turf, and I am eager to work with Nelson Melitz as he assumes the role of National Vice Commander. So I wish all of you a safe trip home, and may God bless the Jewish war veterans of the United States of America and its Ladies Auxiliary. L'Shana Tova. Thank you. So there being no further business before this convention, I'm about to close same. The chaplain will deliver the closing prayer. Who's our chaplain?
Okay, she's coming up.
Ah, okay.
Ribono Sha'olam, Almighty God, may the inspiration and camaraderie from our time together tonight and this week not fade but strengthen. We are on the cusp of Rosh Hashanah, the head of the Jewish year. The head being that which will set the tone and direction we will travel this year. And on Rosh Hashanah, a new energy and light which will be gifted to the world, an energy which we have never had before, and it is in the exact amount for what we will need. Tonight we have set a new Rosh on the Jewish war veterans, who brings a new energy and will set the tone for the impact we will all make on the world. May we say Amen. Safe travels, and Kativa Vechatima Tova may be inscribed for a good and sweet year.
Convention, salute colors, order arms. Officer of the day. I hereby declare this convention of the Jewish War Veterans of the United States of America duly closed. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Norm, I'll take my hat back.
No.
What's that?
All right. With who? I can't hear.